Good morning. It's Saturday, October 19th. I just recorded like 9.5 minutes of footage and then realized that I was completely rambling and totally unfocused. Probably because I've had an entire pot of coffee this morning for no good reason. I don't know why I decided that was a good idea. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I was going to edit that together. Blah, blah, blah. I wanted to comment on the fact that I for a lot of my recordings I use this SP Studio Projects B1 condenser microphone. This is a real workhorse. I use it for a ton of stuff and it does really well on pretty much everything I've tried it for. I use it for all of my vocals, some distant miking on guitar amps, bass amps, that sort of thing. Also for an overhead for my drum kit. It's been the only overhead I've had for a long time. I finally picked up this guy though, which is an MXL V250 mic, and I haven't got a chance to do much recording with it other than to do a baseline comparison. And the Studio Projects is a little over $100, and it has a dB cut option on the front and a low-end cut option on the back, 3 options each. The MXL mic, this is normally $300. I got it for sale for $50. Has no options, and the noise floor is actually worse. So costs more, does less. Not sorry I got it. It's nice to have it. I'll be using it for another overhead, but probably not for anything else. So it was worth the purchase, but you gotta watch out for that. Sometimes the cheaper stuff is better. Check reviews, do that sort of thing. Do your homework before you buy microphones of any kind. So I waited way too long to change my guitar strings. I changed them the other day and oh my gosh. I got all my sustain back, got most of my tone back. It was just, can't believe it. These are the strings I use, DR Zebra strings. They're actually bronze and nickel wound together, so you get something in between. Now they're meant to be used on acoustic electric guitars, like the giant hollow body things. So they're a mixed string meant to be used with a mixed instrument. I just use them on my Epiphone Les Paul Special 2, which is the cheapest of the cheap. And I think they sound great because I don't like the traditional nickel string high end. It's just really tinny and I just don't like it at all. But I've also tried just plain bronze strings and they had a nice rumble to them but were a little too flat. So this is a nice blend. So the other major modification that I have on my guitar, besides the Bigsby, right, is this TV Jones Magnetron pickup. I got that probably a year after I got the guitar. It replaces the lead pickup. The lead pickup on this guitar is awful, really muddy, but the rhythm pickup is actually just fine. So I kept the rhythm pickup, and it's actually a little bit hotter on this guitar, despite being further from the strings. There's something there I'm not understanding, obviously, but alright. Wiping what I just recorded because it's completely incoherent. So much caffeine! Okay, the rhythm pickup sounds like this. Has a nice round tone to it, not too muddy, and fits well under my vocals. Lead tone sounds like this. So it's nice and distinct and crisp, and the strings are still pretty fresh. So they have a little bit of a metallic snap to them, which I really enjoy. I'm trying really hard to avoid that classic sort of nickel string, really tinny high-end sound. My amp actually has a bright boost that you can activate on it. It's like, here, this is a problem, let's make it worse. As far as recommendations, the Studio Projects B1 condenser is a really solid microphone. The preamp and the compressor that I run it through right now bring it out even better, so even if you're just running a basic rig, it'll work for you. And it'll improve if you upgrade your system. I'm having the hardest time focusing right now, so I'm actually going to stop talking and I'll jump cut myself right out of here. I'm just going to stand here and stare out the window at the traffic. Okay. There was no traffic there all of a sudden. Wish that worked every time. So due to way too much caffeine, I guess I'm out of things to say for this week. I'll see you guys next time. Blah, blah, blah.